If you're watching this video, chances are you're facing one of the most common yet challenging situations couples encounter as they approach their golden years. You want to retire, but your spouse absolutely doesn't, or vice versa. This isn't just about money or timing. It's about two people who've built a life together suddenly realizing they have completely different visions for their future. And the tension? It's probably affecting everything from your daily conversations to your intimacy to your sleep. You're not alone in this struggle. According to recent surveys, nearly 60% of couples disagree about retirement timing. And it's one of the leading causes of relationship stress for people over 55. The silent treatment, the passive-aggressive comments, the feeling like you're living with a stranger, it's all more common than you might think. Maybe you're the one dreaming of sleeping in, traveling, spending time with grandchildren, or finally pursuing that hobby you've put off for decades. Meanwhile, your spouse talks about working just a few more years, or insists they'll never fully retire. You feel like they're choosing work over you, over your shared dreams, over the time you have left together. Or perhaps you're on the other side. You love your job, you're not ready to slow down, and the thought of being home all day feels more terrifying than exciting. Your spouse keeps showing you retirement brochures and talking about freedom, but all you hear is boredom and irrelevance. Here's what I want you to understand. Both perspectives are completely valid. The spouse who wants to retire isn't lazy or unrealistic. The spouse who wants to keep working isn't selfish or workaholic. You're both trying to create the best possible future. You just have different definitions of what that looks like. But here's the critical part. Ignoring this disagreement or hoping it will resolve itself is dangerous for your relationship. The resentment builds, communication breaks down, and before you know it, you're not just disagreeing about retirement, you're questioning everything about your partnership. Today we're going to change that. We're going to give you a roadmap for navigating this challenge together, with love and respect intact. Ready to turn this conflict into collaboration? Let's dive in. Before we can solve this retirement disagreement, we need to understand why it exists in the first place. The truth is, both sides have perfectly legitimate reasons for their position. And recognizing this is the first step toward finding a solution. Let's start with the spouse who's ready to retire. You've probably been working for 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. You're tired. Not just physically, but emotionally. You've given your best years to building a career, raising children, and managing responsibilities. Now you want to reclaim your time. You might be thinking about your health. Maybe you've had a scare, or you're watching friends deal with serious medical issues. You realize that time isn't infinite, and you want to enjoy the years you have left while you're still healthy enough to travel, pursue hobbies, or simply relax. Perhaps you're excited about the possibilities. You want to volunteer, spend more time with grandchildren, take that painting class you've always talked about, or finally read all those books on your nightstand. Retirement represents freedom. Freedom from alarm clocks, office politics, and the daily grind. Now let's understand the spouse who wants to keep working. You're not being stubborn or selfish. Work might give you a sense of purpose and identity that you're not ready to give up. Your career defines you, challenges you, and makes you feel valuable and productive. You might be worried about finances. Even with savings and Social Security, the idea of living on a fixed income feels scary. You want to build more security, pay off the mortgage completely, or ensure you can afford quality healthcare as you age. Some of you genuinely love what you do. Your job energizes you, provides social connections, and gives structure to your days. The thought of endless free time doesn't sound appealing. It sounds overwhelming or even depressing. Others fear irrelevance. You worry that once you retire, you'll become invisible, that your skills will become outdated, or that you'll lose your professional network and social connections. Here's what's crucial to understand. Neither perspective is wrong. The spouse who wants to retire isn't being impatient or unrealistic about money. The spouse who wants to keep working isn't being selfish or avoiding family time. You're both trying to create the best possible future based on your values, fears, dreams, and circumstances. The problem isn't that one of you is right and the other is wrong. The problem is that you haven't figured out how to honor both perspectives while moving forward together. That's exactly what we're going to do in the strategies ahead. This retirement disagreement isn't happening in a vacuum. It's affecting every aspect of your relationship, often in ways you might not even realize. The most immediate impact is on your daily communication. What used to be casual conversations about the future now feel loaded with tension. One spouse mentions retirement plans, and the other immediately becomes defensive or shuts down. You start avoiding the topic altogether, but that creates its own problems because you can't plan your future without talking about it. Intimacy suffers too. It's hard to feel close to someone when you feel like they don't understand or support your dreams. The spouse who wants to retire might feel rejected or unimportant. The spouse who wants to keep working might feel pressured or misunderstood. These feelings create emotional distance that affects everything from physical intimacy to daily affection. The disagreement also impacts your social life. You might find yourselves giving different answers when friends ask about retirement plans, creating awkward moments and confusion. You might avoid social situations where retirement comes up, or find yourselves making excuses for each other's positions. Financial planning becomes nearly impossible. How can you make decisions about healthcare, housing, or major purchases when you don't know if one or both of you will be working? This uncertainty can lead to poor financial choices or complete paralysis in planning. Sleep often suffers as both spouses lie awake worrying about the future. The spouse ready to retire might be calculating how much longer they can tolerate their job. The spouse who wants to keep working might be running worst-case financial scenarios or worrying about disappointing their partner. Perhaps most dangerously, both spouses might start making unilateral decisions. The ready-to-retire spouse might secretly start planning their exit strategy. The keep-working spouse might make commitments to projects or positions without consulting their partner. These solo decisions can feel like betrayals and erode trust. The good news? All of these impacts are reversible. When couples learn to navigate retirement disagreements constructively, they often report feeling closer and more connected than ever. The key is addressing the underlying issues with empathy, patience, and practical strategies. Let's start with the most fundamental strategy: learning how to talk about this productively. The foundation of resolving any retirement disagreement is learning how to have productive conversations about it. Most couples get stuck because they're having the same circular arguments without making progress. Let's change that. First, establish the right environment. Don't try to have this conversation when you're stressed, tired, or pressed for time. Choose a moment when you're both relaxed and can focus completely on each other. Turn off phones, sit facing each other, and commit to really listening. Start with validation, not persuasion. Instead of immediately explaining why your position is right, Begin by acknowledging your spouse's perspective. Say something like, "I can see why continuing to work is important to you," or "I understand that you're excited about retirement." This simple acknowledgement can diffuse defensiveness before it starts. Use "I" statements instead of "you" accusations. Instead of "you never want to retire," try "I'm feeling anxious about our different timelines." Instead of "you just want to be lazy," try "I'm worried about our financial security." This keeps the conversation focused on feelings and concerns rather than blame. Ask open-ended questions to understand deeper motivations. Try, "What does retirement mean to you?" Or "What are your biggest concerns about stopping work?" Or "Help me understand what you're most excited about." Listen to the answers without immediately countering with your own perspective. Share your fears honestly. Many retirement disagreements are really about underlying fears that haven't been voiced. Are you afraid of being bored? Worried about money? Concerned about losing your identity? Scared of spending too much time together? These fears are normal, and discussing them openly can reveal solutions you hadn't considered. Avoid ultimatums and deadlines during these initial conversations. Statements like, "I'm retiring next year whether you like it or not," or "I'm never going to stop working," shut down productive dialogue. Focus on understanding each other first. Specific timelines can come later. Practice the 24-hour rule. If the conversation becomes heated or one of you feels overwhelmed, agree to pause and revisit it the next day. This prevents saying things you'll regret and gives both of you time to process what you've heard. Remember that this probably won't be resolved in one conversation. Plan to have multiple discussions over several weeks or months. Each conversation should build understanding and move you closer to a solution that works for both of you. The goal isn't to change your spouse's mind. It's to understand each other well enough to find a path forward that honors both of your needs and concerns. Many retirement disagreements stem from different assumptions about your financial readiness. One spouse might feel financially secure while the other feels vulnerable. The only way to resolve this is by looking at the numbers together, honestly and thoroughly. Start by gathering all your financial information in one place. This includes retirement accounts, savings, investments, Social Security projections, pension information, and any other income sources. Also list your debts, monthly expenses, and anticipated retirement costs like healthcare. Calculate your retirement income needs together. A common rule of thumb is that you'll need 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income, but your actual needs might be different. Consider that some expenses will decrease, no more commuting costs, work clothes, or contributing to retirement accounts, while others might increase, healthcare, travel, hobbies. Use retirement calculators and planning tools together. Many financial websites offer free calculators that can show you different scenarios based on when each spouse retires. Run multiple scenarios. What if you both retire now? What if one retires and the other works 2 more years? What if you both work part-time? Consider the impact of healthcare costs. For many couples, the spouse who wants to keep working is actually worried about losing employer health insurance. Research your options thoroughly. COBRA, marketplace plans, Medicare eligibility, and retiree health benefits if available. Don't forget about Social Security optimization. The timing of when each spouse claims Social Security can significantly impact your lifetime benefits. If one spouse has higher earnings, it might make sense for them to delay claiming while the other retires earlier. Look at your expenses with fresh eyes. You might discover that some of your current expenses are work-related and would disappear in retirement. You might also find areas where you could reduce spending to make earlier retirement more feasible. Consider the cost of continued working. Factor in commuting, work clothes, eating out for lunch, and other work-related expenses. Sometimes the net benefit of continuing to work is less than it appears. Be honest about your risk tolerance. Some couples are comfortable with a tighter retirement budget, while others need more security. Neither approach is wrong, but you need to agree on your comfort level. If the numbers reveal a genuine financial concern, don't panic. This information helps you make informed decisions about timing, lifestyle adjustments, or creative solutions we'll discuss next. The key is making these calculations together, so you're both working with the same facts. When couples think about retirement, they often see it as an all-or-nothing decision. Either you work full-time or you're completely retired. But modern retirement offers many creative middle ground options that can satisfy both spouses. Consider phased retirement or gradual reduction. Many employers now offer options to reduce hours, eliminate travel, or take on different responsibilities while maintaining some income and benefits. The spouse who wants to keep working might be more comfortable with a gradual transition rather than an abrupt stop. Explore seasonal work arrangements. Could one spouse work only during busy seasons, take consulting projects, or work remotely for part of the year? This allows for both continued professional engagement and extended periods of retirement lifestyle. Look into part-time opportunities in new fields. Maybe the spouse who wants to keep working could transition to something completely different. Teaching, consulting, or pursuing a passion project that generates income. This provides purpose and income while being less demanding than a full-time career. Consider the timing of each spouse's retirement. You don't have to retire simultaneously. One spouse could retire first while the other continues working for a predetermined period. This allows the retired spouse to start enjoying retirement benefits while addressing the working spouse's financial or professional concerns. Think about relocating strategically. If cost of living is a concern, you might consider moving to a less expensive area during the working spouse's final years of employment. This could stretch your retirement dollars and make earlier retirement more feasible. Explore retirement jobs together. Many retirees find fulfillment in lower stress, purpose-driven work like volunteering, part-time retail, or seasonal positions. These roles provide structure and social interaction without the pressure of a career. Consider role reversals. If one spouse has always been the primary earner, perhaps it's time for the other to take on income-generating activities while the primary earner steps back. Look into benefits bridge strategies. If employer health insurance is a major concern, research how long COBRA benefits last, when Medicare kicks in, or whether your employer offers retiree health benefits. The key is getting creative and thinking beyond traditional retirement models. The goal is finding an arrangement where both spouses feel heard, respected, and optimistic about the future. Sometimes the perfect solution isn't immediately obvious. It emerges through open-minded brainstorming and willingness to try new approaches. One of the biggest fears about retirement disagreements is that the couple will end up living completely different lives. The truth is, you can maintain connection and shared purpose regardless of your work situations. But it requires intentional planning. Start by identifying shared interests and goals. What do you both want to do more of in this next phase of life? Travel? Spend time with grandchildren? Volunteer for causes you care about? Exercise and focus on health? Create a list of activities you're both excited about. Plan regular shared activities that don't depend on work schedules. This might be weekly date nights, monthly weekend trips, or seasonal traditions. Having consistent connection points helps maintain your bond even when your daily routines are different. Support each other's individual pursuits too. The retired spouse might want to take classes, pursue hobbies, or volunteer during the day. The working spouse might want to maintain professional networks or take on interesting projects. Celebrate and encourage these individual interests. Create meaningful routines for time together. If one spouse is retired and the other is working, establish special routines for when you're both available. Maybe it's elaborate weekend breakfasts, evening walks, or Sunday planning sessions for the week ahead. Address the concern about too much togetherness. Some couples worry that retirement means being together 24/7, which can feel overwhelming. Plan for healthy independence within your togetherness. Each spouse should have individual interests, friendships, and activities. Consider volunteering or pursuing passion projects together. Many couples find great fulfillment in shared volunteer work, starting a small business, or working on creative projects together. These activities provide purpose and structure, while allowing you to contribute to something meaningful. Plan for the working spouse's eventual retirement. Even if one spouse continues working for several more years, start planning activities and interests for when they do retire. This helps the currently working spouse feel less anxious about eventually stopping work. Think about legacy projects. What do you want to accomplish or contribute during this phase of life? Maybe it's writing family history, mentoring young people, or supporting a cause you believe in. Working toward shared legacy goals can provide purpose for both spouses. The key is ensuring that both spouses have meaningful ways to spend their time, and that you maintain strong connection points regardless of your work situations. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you and your spouse remain stuck in retirement disagreement. This doesn't mean your relationship is doomed. It often means you need professional guidance to break through the impasse. Consider couples counseling if emotions are running high, or if you find yourselves having the same arguments repeatedly without resolution. A skilled therapist can help you communicate more effectively, understand each other's underlying concerns, and develop compromise strategies you might not have considered. A retirement counselor or life coach specializing in retirement transitions can provide valuable perspective. These professionals understand the emotional and practical challenges of retirement planning and can help you explore creative solutions tailored to your specific situation. Financial advisors are crucial if money concerns are driving the disagreement. A qualified financial planner can run detailed projections, explain your options clearly, and help you make informed decisions based on facts rather than fears. Sometimes seeing the numbers laid out professionally can resolve disagreements quickly. If health concerns are part of the equation, consult with your doctors about how continued work or retirement might affect your physical and mental well-being. This information can be crucial in making the right decision for both of you. Consider meeting with an attorney specializing in retirement and estate planning, especially if you have complex financial situations or concerns about Social Security, pensions, or healthcare benefits. Don't wait until the situation becomes desperate. Seeking help early, while you're still communicating civilly, makes the process much more effective. Many couples report that working with professionals not only resolve their retirement disagreement, but also strengthen their relationship and improve their overall retirement planning. Professional help isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of wisdom and commitment to your relationship. Let me share some real-life examples of how couples have successfully navigated retirement disagreements. These stories might inspire solutions for your own situation. Case Study 1. The Gradual Transition. Mark, 64, was ready to retire from his demanding sales job, while his wife Lisa, 62, wanted to continue her nursing career for 5 more years. Their solution: Mark negotiated a part-time consulting arrangement with his company, working 20 hours per week from home. This reduced his stress and gave him more freedom while maintaining some income and benefits. Lisa committed to retiring at 67. The compromise gave them both what they needed most. Case Study 2. The Role Reversal. Janet had been a stay-at-home mom for 25 years while her husband Tom built his engineering career. At 60, Tom was burned out and ready to retire, but Janet had just started a fulfilling job at a nonprofit. Their solution: Tom retired early and took over household management and part-time care for his aging parents, while Janet continued working. Their roles reversed, and both found new purpose. Case Study 3. The Geographic Solution. Robert wanted to retire at 65, but his wife Susan, a teacher, wanted to work until 70 for better pension benefits. They sold their expensive suburban home and moved to a lower-cost area near Susan's school. The reduced living expenses made Robert's early retirement feasible, while Susan continued teaching. They used Robert's free time to renovate their new home and explore their new community. Case Study 4. The Seasonal Compromise. David, a tax accountant, agreed to retire from his year-round firm, but continues doing taxes seasonally from January through April. His wife Patricia retired completely. This arrangement gives David continued professional engagement during his busy season and leaves them free to travel and enjoy retirement activities the rest of the year. Each couple found a unique solution based on their specific circumstances, financial situation, and priorities. The key was creative problem-solving and willingness to try non-traditional approaches. Now it's time to put these strategies into action. Here's your step-by-step plan for resolving your retirement disagreement. Week 1 Assessment. Schedule dedicated time for honest conversation using the communication techniques we discussed. Gather all financial documents and information. Each spouse should write down their retirement dreams, fears, and non-negotiables. Week 2. Financial Analysis. Complete a thorough financial assessment together. Use retirement calculators to explore different scenarios. Identify any knowledge gaps that require professional consultation. Week 3. Creative Brainstorming. List all possible compromise solutions, no matter how unconventional. Research phased retirement options with current employers. Explore part-time work possibilities and alternative income sources. Week 4. Professional Consultation. Meet with a financial advisor if needed. Consider scheduling couples counseling or retirement coaching. Consult with benefits administrators about health insurance options. Week 5. Decision and Planning. Choose your preferred solution based on all the information gathered. Create a timeline with specific steps and milestones. Plan regular check-ins to assess how the chosen solution is working. Week 6 and beyond. Implementation. Begin implementing your chosen approach. Maintain regular communication about how things are going. Be willing to adjust the plan if circumstances change. Remember, this process takes time. Be patient with each other and with the process. The goal isn't just to resolve the disagreement. It's to create a retirement plan that strengthens your relationship and sets you both up for happiness in your golden years. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most couples facing retirement disagreements. You've shown that you're committed to finding a solution that works for both of you. And that commitment is the most important ingredient for success. Remember, this disagreement about retirement timing isn't a sign that your relationship is in trouble. It's actually an opportunity. Couples who navigate this challenge successfully often report feeling more connected, more intentional about their future, and more confident in their ability to handle whatever comes next. You've spent decades building a life together, raising families, advancing careers, and supporting each other through countless challenges. This retirement transition is just another chapter in your story together, and like the previous chapters, you'll get through it by relying on the love, respect, and partnership that brought you this far. The most successful couples don't avoid disagreements. They learn how to navigate them with grace and mutual respect. The skills you develop in resolving this retirement disagreement will serve you well in all the other decisions you'll face in the years ahead. Your retirement years can be the best years of your marriage if you approach them as a team. Whether you retire together, separately, or somewhere in between, what matters most is that you're making decisions together with love and respect for each other's needs and dreams. Don't let this disagreement create distance between you. Use it as an opportunity to grow closer, to understand each other more deeply, and to create a future that's even better than you imagined. Your best years together are still ahead of you. Now you have the tools to make sure you get there together. What's your next step? Leave a comment below and let us know how you're planning to start this conversation with your spouse.